I realized something was wrong. Not because I heard strange words or saw signs, but because at 3 a.m. my phone vibrated once and went silent. No call, no name, just a message, a single line. Don't open the album under bright light. Listen to the child first. I sat in my kitchen with a cold cup of tea and stared at the screen. I didn't have kids. I didn't have any album. And most importantly, I hadn't had the habit of stepping into other people's stories for a long time. It used to be my job. Then it became my curse. I quit because I was tired of other people's tears, of sleepless nights, of the feeling that justice is a word that only sounds clean in textbooks. I told myself it was a stupid prank. I was about to get up and turn the phone off when someone knocked softly at my door. Not loud, not demanding. More like the way people knock when they're afraid you won't open. A woman in a dark coat stood on the doorstep. In her hands was an envelope tied with thread, like it came from another time. She didn't greet me, she just asked, "Are you Ruslan Soroka?" I didn't even have time to lie. She could already see the answer on my face. "My name is Raya," she said. "I didn't come for help. I came because I don't know what to do with what happened." I let her in. Raya sat down but didn't take off her gloves. That's how people sit when they plan to leave quickly, because they're scared that if they stay, they'll lose their nerve. She placed a yellowed photograph on my table. 2 schoolgirls, still without wrinkles or fear. On the back, in crooked handwriting, it read, "Forgive me. Look in the album." "That's my friend Zoya's handwriting," Raya whispered. "Yesterday she was at my place, and today they told me she died yesterday morning, before she came. I wanted a rational explanation, a hallucination, shock, dates mixed up. But stories like this always have one detail that refuses to fit logic," Raya added. She kept staring at one wall in my hallway, like something was hidden there. And when she left, I heard a sound, like someone turned a page. I didn't like that line, not because I was afraid of the paranormal, but because I'd heard something like it before, in cases nobody liked reopening. We went into the hallway. Raya pointed at a plain section of wall. "Here." I ran my palm over the wallpaper and felt a thin seam. The panel came loose too easily, as if someone had opened it before. I carefully lifted the edge, and a narrow hidden compartment appeared. Inside was a dark photo album. I picked it up and felt something odd. Not cold, not fear. More like disgust, like touching someone else's lie with your bare hands. On the inside of the cover there was a small symbol, simple but unpleasant, like a stain you can't wash out. "I didn't know it was there," Raya breathed. I opened the album. The first pages were harmless. School pictures, graduation, jokes in the margins. Then, clippings, addresses, headlines, photographs of people Raya couldn't possibly know. And among them, a young woman's face labeled Alexandra. On the next page, the same woman, an older photo, a different name, Margarita Koval. I turned another page. 3 wedding photos, 3 different men, black ribbons in the corners. And that was the moment I remembered. Years ago, I had a case about a girl who rose fast and then vanished without a trace. I never proved anything. The whole thing dissolved, like the paper left in rain. And now her face was lying in my hands, hidden in the wall of a stranger's apartment. I closed the album. "Raya," I said, "you don't know these people, but for some reason they already know you. And I have a feeling this is only the beginning." The next morning, I drove to the address that repeated in the album more than once. Koval. Serhiy Koval. a businessman, a house on a hill. Security, cameras, gates, everything you'd expect from people who believe money can protect them from any risk. They let me in after a phone call. Serhi met me with a practiced smile, level, brief, without warmth. "Who are you?" "Someone who doesn't like coincidences," I said, "and someone who found your name in a hidden compartment in a stranger's wall." I didn't even get to show him the photo before a little girl appeared in the hallway. Small, in a home sweater, serious eyes. She held a tiny picture of a woman, her mother. "Dad," she said quietly. They came again. Serhi stiffened. "Polina, enough," but she didn't flinch. "3 men, they show me an album, and they always point at Margot." I saw Serhi's jaw twitch. That wasn't anger at nonsense. That was fear, disguised as disbelief. "Who is Margot?" I asked. Serhi swallowed. "My fiancée. She'll be my wife soon." Polina looked at me like she was deciding whether I could be trusted. "Adults can't see them," she said, "but they still come." I asked her to show me where she'd seen the album. Without a word, Polina led me downstairs to a small storage space under the stairs. Boxes, dust, old things, and, between them, a dark cover. When I opened it, my chest tightened. The same symbol inside the cover, the same black ribbons, the same repeating pattern. Serhi went pale. "How is this here?" "I found it," Polina said. "A butterfly led me. It flew out of my mom's photo." I didn't argue about butterflies or imagination. The album was real, and it should not have been under the stairs in a house where a child lived. I set the album down on the table and looked at Serhi. "Are you sure you know who you're bringing into this home?" Serhi tried to answer, but his phone rang. He glanced at the screen and turned even whiter. "It's Margot. She's on her way." I felt the story tightening, like a noose, because another name was rising in my memory, Alexandra, and an old case that had been closed only because nobody could hold on to anything solid. "Serhi," I said quietly, "if you want to protect yourself and your daughter, you'll have to do the one thing people avoid the most. Look at the truth without excuses." While we waited for Margarita, I made one more stop. An old building where a business trip had once ended in tragedy. I hated going back there, but the album in Raya's wall had forced my hand. Inside, it was a short note, like someone had left a deliberate pin on a map. Inna opened the door carefully, as if she feared that something might enter with me. "I've taken almost everything," she said. "But sometimes, you can still hear it, like someone is walking in the hallway." "Tell me, Inna," I asked, "did you ever see a dark album here?" Her fingers tightened around the door handle. "Yes, up on the top shelf. I didn't open it. I felt like if I did, I'd let something chouje into my head." As I was leaving, something in the silence really did click, like a thin page. I turned sharply, empty. But it felt like something unseen wasn't watching me so much as watching the direction I was moving, like it was saying, "You're close." Back at Serhi's, he was pacing in the kitchen. Polina sat on the stairs, hugging her mother's photo. "You understand," Serhi said, "this is absurd. Albums, symbols. I just want Polina to have a normal family." "A normal family doesn't begin with fear," I said. "It begins with honesty." Polina lifted her head. "Tonight they didn't point to the storage space," she said softly. "Tonight they pointed to Margot's office." I looked at Serhi. "She has an office here?" "Yes, she works with documents," he answered and stopped, as if he finally heard how that sounded. We stood in front of the office door. Serhi hesitated, his hand hovering over the handle. If I open this, I might lose her. If you don't, I said, you might lose your daughter. Serhi opened the door. In the bottom drawer of the desk lay a third album. Not photos, papers, contracts, copies of wills, extracts, stamps, a list of dates, and next to each date, a man's surname, and opposite it, amounts, property, transfers. Serhi sat down like he'd been struck. This can't be. It can, I said, because this isn't the paranormal. It's a scheme. A lock clicked in the hallway. A key turned with the confidence of someone who believed every door was theirs. Margarita had returned. She walked in calmly, too calmly for someone seeing her order disturbed. Her eyes slid over our faces and stopped on the open drawer. The smile vanished, but her voice stayed even. I don't remember inviting you into my office. Serhi tried to stand, but couldn't right away. Margot, explain. Explanations are for people with a conscience, she said softly. I have a goal. I stepped closer and looked her straight in the eyes. You're Alexandra. For the first time, her face flickered, just half a second, but it was enough. Names are masks, she replied. People love masks. Polina, still on the stairs, didn't look away. You're scared, she said simply. Margarita snapped toward the child. Children don't understand anything. Children see, Polina answered, because they haven't learned to lie to themselves yet. Serhi whispered, So, my mother, that apartment, Inna, it's all connected too. I stopped him with a gesture. Serhi, not everything right now. One thing. Are you ready to stop clinging to a convenient fairy tale? He was silent. Then, very quietly, as if afraid of his own words, he spoke into the empty hallway. Mom, forgive me. I'm leaving. I'm not yours anymore. I don't know how to explain it, but after those words the house felt different. Not warmer, just lighter. Like someone had carried a heavy wardrobe out of a doorway that had been blocked for years. Margarita exhaled sharply, like something had been pulled out from under her. She gripped the edge of the desk and opened the album of documents. The page edge crumbled under her fingers, as if the paper was aging in real time. You don't understand, she whispered without the old arrogance. This was my only thing. Your only thing isn't control, I said. Your only thing is what you protect without destroying others. Margarita suddenly cried. Quietly. Not like actors cry, but like people cry when they've pretended for too long that nothing hurts. And for a moment I saw not a predator, but a frightened girl who once wanted happiness and chose the shortest road to it. That night we handed the documents to the police. It wasn't ghosts that stopped Margarita. Facts did. Signatures. Dates. And Serhi finally refusing to look away. I drove back to Raya and returned the album from her wall. So she really came? Raya asked. I answered honestly. I don't know what to call it, but I do know this. Sometimes one well-timed "forgive me" changes more than any symbol ever could. A few weeks later, I received a short message from an unknown number. A boy was born, alive. Thank you. I stared at the screen for a long time and thought, the darkest stories aren't held together by darkness. They're held together by fear. And the moment someone stops living inside that fear, the chain begins to loosen.